After almost 2 years away from the classroom and not a student in sight on most city streets, today a group of students were finally able to set foot on campus. Some of them for the first time since starting high school, while for others it was a return to some sense of normalcy. At St. Catherine Academy, there are specific guidelines and safety protocols that were put in place to help with the transition.
Hi, we are excited to have the kids here. We realize that for many of them, it's their first day back at school. It's their first day. If you're in second form, they've never been on campus. So today was their first day. First day excitement, parents, letting go if they're first farmers. They send them in for the first time into high school. So it was quite an exciting day for us. We are using a hybrid, which is different from blended. Hybrid means that we are teaching the ones both at home and in class at the same time, synchronously. Whereas blended would mean you're teaching the ones on campus and the ones at home are working on their own. We have both groups working together with the teacher. So these kids do need to have a device with them, and the teacher is trying to reach both groups at the same time. So we have a third that wants to remain online successfully, and if they had a GPA of 3.0 or more, they had that option. And then we have another third who chose to come in Monday and Tuesday, and the third group that just about even decided they would come in on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So the kids who are struggling at home, who don't have a quiet place, a safe place, reliable internet, they had to come in.
In the case of Polity High School, that institution had issued a statement over the weekend that their reopening to hybrid learning was pushed back another week. But students were on site at other campuses, including Nazarene and Maud Williams High Schools. Principal Deborah Domingo explains their approach, where first and second formers will come in on Mondays and Tuesdays, while third and fourth formers are scheduled for Wednesdays and Thursdays.
The efforts very earlier on was to find out how many of our students are ill or were ill during the break, and if they have members of their household who are currently in quarantine or self-isolating or, who have tested positive or have flu-like symptoms. So we kind of examined the lay of the land, and that's what we did. The next step was to look at what are the factors that could help us to be a little bit more safe as we come together for face-to-face. And so we decided that we were going to look at ways to reduce the number of students who were on campus all at the same time, that we would look at our sanitizing protocols and augment those. And we also looked at ways that we could shorten the school day so that there is, beside a smaller group, a shorter period of time that they would be together. We looked at how students were progressing up to the last 2 weeks of the semester, that's where we are now, and selected those subject areas where we thought students needed a little bit of assistance and more of the one-on-one. So those are the subjects we scheduled, while we kept the others as remote learning experiences.
When it comes to primary schools, St. Luke's Methodist did not open to hybrid learning for several reasons, including the lack of resources. We are told, however, that they, like many other institutions, will reopen on January 17th in a phased approach, meaning with Standard 6 class first on campus and then transitioning to the lower division. All Saints Anglican Primary School will also reopen next week, but with all grades coming back to campus for hybrid learning through a shift system.
We applied for an extension, and so we have been granted that extension until the 17th. And so during this week, we're doing the final touches on the compound. And also during this week, we will be having our PTA meetings with parents to be able to deal with some of their anxieties. At any given time, we're going to be having half of the school. So it is Monday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, Thursday. That is what we're going to be looking at, okay?
That will be complemented with online classes.
That will also be complemented, whereby because we have the the Google Suite. Teachers would be able to post for the students the work that they need to be able to do in that time, and also we also have the learning packages that will also go out.
St. John Vianney Primary School resumed classes today, but with a much smaller student population. While all grades were back, the upper division students made a strong showing. In the lower division, however, the turnout of students was dismal. Principal Felix Sutherland says the reasons vary.
I was impressed with the upper classes. They are almost where they plan to be, at least around 80%. The lower classes, as you get lower classes, the numbers dwindle, and in some cases we only have one student in at least one class. Reason being, as was reported, that some have COVID, some are in isolation because their family members have COVID, some were not financially prepared to send their children at this time, and the others, parents are afraid to send their children at this time. It means that we will have to dig deep as educators. We will have to work doubly hard. We will have to get out everything that we are trained for, and in some cases not trained for, because we'll have to self-educate, and we will be stretched thinly, because teaching a batch Monday, Wednesday, and a batch Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday, in addition to providing assignment guidelines, if you will, for those days that they are away from us, will require extra work.
Very good. You're doing a great job.
Duane Moody for News 5.